There comes a day when something cracks and the tower begins to fall because we've built this foundation on what we think other people want us to be, and we don't have a foundation of who we need to be for ourselves. When the performance starts to feel like a lie, the smile gets harder to fake, and the soul, tired of being quiet, starts to roar, starts to roar. Here's the cage that we inherited from my point of view. I was a good girl. I knew how to keep the peace, hold the smile, carry the weight. I knew my role. I learned early how to be so that other people felt comfortable. I think they call it masking now. I learned not to be too loud, not to take up too much space or time, be helpful, be less, and for God's sake, be pretty. And I lived in that pattern for quite some time until I started to outgrow it. When my soul got louder than my people pleasing, I realized that the life I had built wasn't mine. It was a shrine to who I thought I should be. And then came the void, the darkness. I was so scared of changing that I suffocated myself, where I was so burnt out trying to hold it all together, where I was too broken to keep pretending. It came wrapped up in early perimenopause, in a body that betrayed me, in motherhood that felt heavier than anything I could continue to carry, in a marriage that was falling apart, mainly due to my silence. And during that time when I thought I was falling apart, what was actually happening is that I was falling back into myself. I just didn't know it. No more masks, no more shoulds, just silence, just me. And then came the cold, hard truth. And I began to cry. I began to cry for that girl that thought she had to be everybody to everyone, that she had to be chosen in order to choose herself. And I mourned the woman that I became just so that I could survive. But in that void, that darkness, I was stripped from my title, my obligations, my roles, my performance, and all that was left was me. And I saw the women before me too. I saw my mother, my grandmothers. I saw how they lived in these tiny boxes, smiled through the ache, and how much they gave and gave and gave. I saw how I inherited their silence and to just keep going. I saw their self-sacrifice and their belief that worth was something that you had to prove. And I also questioned why I wasn't strong enough to be like them. What was wrong with me that I could not just keep going on, until I realized that they probably had dreams just like I have dreams. And that maybe through this progression of my life, this unbecoming to becoming again, that maybe I was actually healing not only myself, but them. Maybe I was the one they all dreamed of becoming, the one that says no more, the one that has the cycle end with her, the one who builds a life of truth instead of tradition. This is my truth. It's not a rebellion, but it's a return. It's a return to finding out who we are before the world told us who we should be. There comes a moment when you realize that nobody is going to save you. And as much as it sucks when you realize that, it's also such a relief because now you don't have to wait. You get to decide today that today is your day to step up, to speak your truth, to remember who you are, and the dreams that you have are so valid. You get to choose yourself every morning, after every heartbreak, every time somebody misunderstands your light. You get to return to you. You get to stop giving your power away and accepting crumbs as currency for affection. You get to stop waiting to be chosen. And most importantly, you get to stop negotiating with your intuition. Because today you begin to rise, not as somebody brand new, because you've had all of this knowledge, all of this opportunity to know what you don't want, that you are armed with so much abundance. You begin to rise, not as somebody new, but as the woman that you were always meant to be. So here's your reclamation. She is not the loudest. She is not the most polished. She is the most true. She knows that her softness is power, that rest means resilience, and that joy is her birthright. She is the woman that feels deeply. She listens to her body, and she doesn't rush her becoming. She does not beg to be chosen because she has chosen herself without apology, without permission, because now she knows she was never broken. She was just buried. So if you're in the void, or if you feel like you're unraveling, if you're somewhere between who you were and who you are becoming, stay there. Let it burn. Let it soften you. Let it wake you up, and let it strip you down to your truth. Because you're not behind and you're not too late. You're right on time. You are in your rebirth. And when you rise, don't be in a rush to repackage yourself. Don't crawl back into the cage of who you used to be. Come out wild. Come out honest. Come out beautifully messy. Come out glowing like you are the woman that found herself in the darkest of the void. Come out as a warrior. You don't have to be understood and you don't have to be liked. You were never meant to be contained. And this new life you're building, it's sacred, it's holy, and it's yours. So go live like it.